Hello everyone, and welcome. My name is Dycart, and this is my Let's Try of Capitalism Lab. So, long ago, I want to say it was around 2000, 2001, I used to play Capitalism 2. And this is an ongoing continuation of the game. Still being developed, still being patched. So it's got dated UI, dated graphics, but it's been kept up. And still very fun to play. It's a business simulation game by Enlight software. So let's just dive right in. This is the vanilla version. I was provided a key by the developer, and yeah, thought I would do a video, see how people like it, and then hopefully I'll get the DLC at some point. And I'll do a proper Let's Play once I have that, and I've learned a little bit more about the game because, like I said, I haven't played since, well, it's been 20 years almost, and I don't know exactly what's different with Capitalism Lab versus Capitalism 2, but I remember loving Capitalism 2. So we're going to just dive in. I've watched a little bit of some videos on it, and I've played the first few tutorials enough to refresh. But I'm sure I'll make plenty of mistakes. So we're going to do a custom game. And I set up logo and stuff. So difficulty rating on this game is 126%. You can put it up to, I want to say it's 500 and some percent difficulty. It's it's crazy. But yeah, we're going to go small. We're just going to play a little bit and see kind of how the game looks and see if it's something that you'd be interested in, and see if it's something that I'm interested in doing a Let's Play on. By the way, when you download and install this game, it comes with a mod kit, so they provide the tools for you to create your own mods for the game, to add products and services and change images and all that stuff. Plus there's scripting that you can do, so you can do some scripts to do some special stuff when you load the game. And there's a bunch of DLC. Well, a bunch. I said 4 DLC, but they're pretty substantial DLC. And then, yeah, you can set up the goals for the game, and how far you want to go. You can set up no goals, so you just kind of continue. There's challenge games. There's scenarios. It's pretty in depth. But anyway, we're just doing a random sandbox type game. Okay, first thing I want to do is I want to pause the game. Okay, there we go. All right, so here we are. There's Portland. Oh, that's funny. That's like an hour away from me. It's random what cities you get. Bogota and Portland. And I don't think the cities are supposed to be representative of their actual cities. It's just they're naming them after them. Okay, so you start out with $200 million. And our goal is to get as rich as we possibly can. It's pretty simple. All right, so if we look here, these are the companies in the game. And here's me. These are the other people. Vigor Point, Star Ultima, Logic, Smashing Guard, and New Atari Incorporated. This is a pretty cool screen. You can get guides. Like if I want to build a blazer, this tells me what I need to build the blazer. But I can also click on it and see what I need to build the linen. And then what I need for the flax fiber is just a farm. There's all sorts of good information like that. But one of the things I want to do is, let's see, I have a credit limit with an interest rate of 7%. I don't want to borrow money unless I absolutely have to. Let's see, these are the billionaires on the list, so my goal is to be up on this list at some point. Yeah, financial, corporate details. So there's all sorts of interesting information that you can get. But what I want to do, let's see. Yeah, see, right now there's no goal because it's open-ended. And normally there's stock market stuff listed here. I must have it turned off in the settings or something. Let's see. Shortcut keys, detailed help, consider stock offers. Oh, no. It's usually another button here too. Interesting. I did just update the version from the one that I had originally downloaded, so maybe there's a stock. But normally what I would want to do when I'm starting out is I would want to buy all the stocks in my company that I can to give myself like full ownership. But it looks like that's not something I'm going to have to worry about in this first vanilla iteration of the game. Yeah. So I might actually go through and go back to that other version then, because it's an earlier version. Let's go back to the main menu. And new game. I wonder if it's because I started the tutorials. Let's see, number of cities, startup capital, stock market off. There we go. Stock market on. There's a bunch of stuff you can change. Okay, so that's what it was. Is when I installed the new version, it kind of reset some of these settings. Okay, you've been assigned with a new goal. There we go. And we're going to pause it. And so now we have the stock market button. Okay, so we can see now that I have control of 50% of the company. So technically I only need just over 50% to be able to control the company. I personally just want to own as much of the company as I can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the company itself, not me, but the company. And 5% is the most you can buy at a time because that adjusts the price and stuff. So I'm going to buy stock up. I want to buy up as much as I can. So eventually Dycart is in full control. Now, obviously, I'm at half of my starting money. So I'm going to have to start really small now. Yeah, now I'm less than half. So I'm going to have to start really small, but it's my company. There's no one going to buy any more shares unless I decide to distribute some shares, things like that. But yeah, my company, all mine. Okay, and the next thing I want to do is, let's see, let's look at our corporations. We haven't even started the game yet. It's still paused. So we don't know who's going to do well and who's not. I'm going to follow what I saw someone else do, and I'm going to actually purchase stock in all 4 other companies, just a little bit, just to see if which ones grow and which ones don't and stuff. So I don't want to buy that much. So you can hold down Shift and have these effects more. Yeah, how much do I want to spend? Let's see. Let's spend around between 400,000 and 500,000 on each company. So we're going to buy those. And then buy these. Those. And now some of these I'm probably going to lose money on. But my goal is to hopefully the other ones I make money on. Now, I bought those with my company money instead of my personal money. I'm going to wait on my personal money until I see which companies are doing a little bit better, and then I'm going to start investing my personal money, I think. But this is just me getting started, and I have no idea if this is smart or dumb or what. So this could totally backfire on me. All right, so I need to pick what city I want to start out in. You can build in, this one I've got Tokyo and Brisbane. You can build in both cities. You can have more cities if you set it up in the options and things like that. But my thing is, and this is just a personal preference, has nothing to do with how the game plays or if it's a good choice in the game or not. I don't know. But my personal preference is to do computers. So these are the seaports, and they are importing goods. So they're not bringing in anything computer-wise. Let's look over to this one. So I know because I tried this earlier, steel, chemical, minerals are both useful for computers. So are electronic components. Silica is going to be useful. Okay, so I think I still want to try to do the computers. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out selling retail and just sell stuff. Okay, but it looks like I'll be able to do computers. And how I can find out for sure is I can go in here, I can go to Manufacturer's Guide, and I can look up computer. Now, because I started in 1990, there's no notebook computer yet, and there's no tablet computer. Looks like this one's probably being researched, though. Anyway, so desktop computer is what I'm going to make. So I know I'm going to need steel, which we know that we can purchase. We're going to need electronic components, which we know we can purchase that. We just saw. We're going to need a CPU. Those weren't being sold at the seaports. So if I click on it and see, it's made by Silicon. Okay, Silicon was being sold at the seaports, or maybe it was Silica. Let's see, where was it? Right here, Silica. So I can transform that silica into silicon in a factory, and then the silicon will make a CPU. So I have access to all I need to be able to build a desktop computer in this town. Okay, so let's look at Tokyo. Okay, there's silicon right there. So that would save me having to build a factory and make the silicon. Okay. But that's all that they had, right? Silicon was the only thing there that was going to really be useful to me. And there's a CPU, so I don't even need the silicon. Okay, but that's it. I just have the silicon. That's the only thing that I have that's really going to be helpful. Well, and the steel. Wasn't there steel in this one? Maybe not. No, it was silicon. Okay. So I'm not going to be able to start out importing what I need to make a desktop computer. I could build one if I do. I know I need chemical minerals to build the electronic components. Let's see. I know I need iron ore and coal. There's the silica. And there's some coal. Iron and coal will make me the steel. So theoretically, I could do it from the ground up. I'd like to do a vertical, I think is it called a vertical integration, I think? Where I control everything from the raw materials. So going back to this desktop computer, I need coal and iron. I need chemical materials, silica, and then the coal and iron for the steel. Okay. Yeah, to make those. And then for the CPU, I just need the silicon. So technically, I could build it, but it's going to be much, much, much more expensive. So let's take a look really quick. Let's say I want to get this chemical plant right there. Look at that. The cost for the land alone is $134 million. I can't afford that. So I'm not going to be able to do that for computers. However, if I go back to Brisbane, I know I can import what I need to make the computers. So all I'm going to need are the factories to build them. So I think I'm going to start in Brisbane. Now, there are many other things you can look at, like the wealth, overall wealth rating and stuff of the cities. But I personally don't have enough knowledge to compare and know which one would be a better choice. So this is the one that has the stuff available that I want. So this is where I'm going to start out. So the first thing I need to do is set up a way to just start making some quick money. rather than manufacturing and everything right off the bat. So I'm going to set up a retail store, and I'm going to do a discount mega store because look at the list of stuff that I can sell. Okay. So I'm going to just start this and just start selling stuff just to make some money. Now, I want as high a traffic index as I can get while still making it worth it. So like this one's going to cost me, it's 25 million for the land plus another 1.8 million. So yeah, 27 million. This is much cheaper, but it's only traffic index 18. Okay, this is 30. What was this one? 42. 18, 21. There's another 42 for roughly the same price. Oh, there was a 51 traffic index, but look at that cost. So building here would get me more business right away, but it would also cost me a lot to get started. So I think I'm going to go for a little bit cheaper. Yeah, let's see. I could build here. This is a 30. Okay, so what I think I'm going to try, and this isn't something I'm used to doing, I think I'm going to use like this block, but instead of building here, I'm going to purchase this land. Okay, 3x3, no, 4x4. So if I purchase this land, it's going to cost me the same as if I were building here. But what I'm going to do is I'm buying that land, and then let's go this way and buy that. So now I own the whole thing. I'm going to build on part of it, and that should increase the land value of the other part. So if I look at one by one, let's go here. This land market value is 1.3 million. Okay, so it's actually gone down since I purchased it because all the housing's gone. Okay, and then I could sell it for 1.3 million, which would be for a loss. Now, if I set up my retail store here, okay, now when I hover over these, it hasn't. Oh yeah, there's a gain. So that one actually went up in value. Okay, so just by placing that one went up in value. Just by placing it, some of them went up in value. And the better this business gets, the more valuable this land's going to be. So I could flip. So I could play the real estate, and I could flip land by doing that, like buy the land, build something to raise the value, and then sell the land. I think that's probably a valid thing. But instead, what I want some relatively balanced and steady income, which means I'm going to build something here. So let's look for a commercial building. And we want a 2x2. Wow, look at this. It's so expensive. 10 million. Let's look at an apartment. Is this cheaper? Yeah, 5 million, 8 million, 10 million, 7. Okay, this looks like it's probably a 2x2. So if we click here, yeah. So let's set it up there. So there's one apart, and we're just going to let this be adjust with the market price for rent. And we'll set up another one. It's the same. So we have 2 apartments right there. Now these should bring in just a little bit of money, not too much, but they'll be steady income that I can pretty much rely on, I think. Okay, so we're already down to 42 million. So now let's set up our discount megastore. Oh, you know what? Before we do, how can I see? I'm looking for, there's a TV station right there. A government TV station. Okay, it's not for sale. That's what I was wondering, is if I was going to be able to purchase. Radio station. Yeah. Eventually, well, at some point, I think you can purchase these. You might be able to build your own, actually. Media firm. Oh, look at how expensive that is. That's crazy. So you could build your own to do your own advertising, or you can pay someone else to advertise, and eventually maybe they'll sell to you. That's what I was just curious about. Okay, so we're going to go in here, and what we want to do is we want to set up 4 products that we can bring in and just turn over and sell. Just boom, boom. We just want some money coming in, right? So for 4 products, you got a couple options. We can click on this, okay, a layout plan library, and you can do your own. So you can set up your own plan and save it to use for other things later. This is a general purchase 3 things and sell 3 things plan. This is a purchase 3, sell 3, and advertise. So I think this is the one we want, because we want to advertise, although these aren't going to be our branded items. So maybe advertising is not the best way to go. Maybe this would be good. But see, if we get rid of the inventories, we could just do purchase, sale, purchase, sale, purchase, sale, then like a purchase sale here. And then, so we're selling 4 items. Let's do that manually. Okay. Okay, so let's do a purchase. So we'll click this and purchasing. And we want to purchase from seaports because we don't want to purchase from our competitors. So we only want to purchase what's being imported. Now, importing might stop at any point, so I've got to be careful about that. Quality 63, 79, 79. Now, food is something that's usually just going to sell pretty well, but it's not worth a lot. But you're going to have a steady amount probably. Whereas some of these other items, you can make more money, but they're not going to sell for as much. Okay, so leather wallet is $70. $92 for the blazer. All right, so we're going to go for a blazer first. Okay, and then we're just going to sell straight up. Okay, so purchase, sell, boom, we're done. All right, let's do another purchase. Let's make this one a little bit, whoops, didn't mean that. Let's make this one a little more controlled. So bread is a 103, cookies 136, grape juice 76, wine 7. Okay, so let's do cookies because they sell for a bit more, so every little percentage we get is a little bit more money. So our profit margin might be a little bit better. Okay, so we'll sell there. So we have one steady and one more volatile. So let's go for another steady one. So probably just bread, right? Or grape juice. Yeah, let's just go bread. And we're going to sell. Okay, and then we'll do a purchase here. And remember, this is just to get us off the ground. So this store is not going to be a long-term thing, probably. All right, so we have 2 relatively safe food items, the blazer. So let's do another high value item. Probably going to be this leather wallet. Okay, and then sales unit. And there we go. So we're purchasing these 4 products and selling them. We want to train our staff because then we can have more volume to hold in purchases and more volume to sell. They just get better, but we don't want to spend a ton of money on it because, yeah, we don't have a lot. But we want them to slowly improve, so we're going to put that on. All right, so that's ready to go. So let's run the clock just a little bit until these click in. So it's January 2nd. There we go. Okay, pause it again. We'll start running time a little bit later. Right now, we're just still getting set up. But, okay, so now we see these items. So let's look at our blazer here. Oops, sales. Or is it this one? Oh, it's this one. Okay. So for the blazer, the city's overall ranking is only 3. Ours is 40. Okay. Demand is slightly higher than supply. So we can push this up quite a bit, I think. So we'll go there and see if the supply gets higher than the demand. In which case we might want to lower the price to try to equalize them. Demand is higher than supply, and look at how much better ours are. So let's charge a little bit more. Okay, and then we go to bread, and there's no supply and demand on bread. Okay, so we might need to let the clock run a little bit. Here we go. There we go. Okay. In fact, that relatively evened that out. Now there's a little bit more supply on the cookies, so we can actually lower this a little bit. Okay, but this is higher demand, and our rating is crazy. Okay, so we'll put that up. This is higher supply. So let's lower that a little bit, and then we'll let it run. We just want to make sure that this is in the positive, that we're making decent money on this. Because we don't have a bank loan, so we don't owe any money. So as long as we're making money, we should be all right. Okay, so I'm going to pause it again. This looks pretty good. Supply is just almost there, so maybe we just barely bump that up. Okay, right now supply is still a little high for that, so we're going to push that down a little bit. This one, supply is down, so we're going to push that up. This one's supply is just barely down, so let's just increase it just by a couple. Okay, but it looks like we're going to start making some profit here. So let's turn on the clock again. I'm only going at 2 speed. You can go between speeds 1 and 5, and then of course pausing it. Okay, so we're making money. We're in the profit. And since this is the only thing we own other than the apartment buildings, we should be in the positive. Speaking of which, well, why did it zip down there? Let's take a peek at our apartments. Okay, occupancy rate is only 5.52. Obviously, as time goes, that's going to change. 6.29. So I think I'm going to leave it set. I don't know if this is the right choice or not, but right now there's more housing supply than there is demand. So I'm going to leave these alone and see if people move in, because again, the quality of the area and the value of the area should be going up because of the store I've got there. So people should want to move in, but if I get them above 90% occupancy, then I'll start slowly raising the rent until I can keep them at a kind of an equilibrium of 90%. I don't know if that's the best choice, but that's what I'm going to do. All right. Now I've let some time run. I'm 2 weeks, not a whole lot. I wanted to look at the stock market again. Actually, I wanted to look at the corporations and see. So my operating profit's already going up. These guys have not. Okay, so I want to start time running. I want to see their operating profits and see if they're going to start going up. Because if they are, then I want to invest. I'm not seeing profit though, which is too bad. The way I am choosing to go about the game is I bought a little bit of stock with the company. But what I would like to do is buy stock and sell stock with my person, because then I can always issue shares and buy them with them if I need to put some more money back into my company. But yeah, nobody's really making some profits except me. So let's pause it for a second. Let's look at stock exchange. Yeah, these guys aren't doing too great. See, these are the stocks I own, and the only one that's gone up is Enlight. That's that, and it's only 3.84% so far. So not a whole lot. So I'm going to hold off and investing Dycart's money. Well, one thing I can do though, stock overview. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Firms. No, financials. No, somewhere, darn it. Somewhere, I can increase the dividend. And so the guy will make it just a little bit of money every year. But I can't remember where that is located. I mean, you would think it would be, oh, set dividend right here. Whew. Okay, so financial actions. That makes total sense. Why didn't I try that? Okay, so you can do loans, you can issue new shares, or you can set a dividend. I'm going to set my dividend to 1%. So it's not going to be much, but that will make Dycart slowly gain money that he can then personally invest. Now, I have 42 million right now to spend. I want to start making computers, and then I want to sell those computers. So let's see where I was going to import stuff from. Not there. Let's see. Can we turn this back to? Yeah, there we go. This has steel and chemical minerals. This has electronic components, so I wouldn't need the chemical minerals, and silica. Okay, so this has 2 of the 3 items that I would need to purchase. So I'm thinking maybe I set up my factories up here, so 2 of the items I pay less for shipping. Okay, so first things first, we'll go in here and let's look at our computer again. All right, so steel and electronic components we can import. So we need to make CPUs. In order to make CPUs, we need to purchase the silica and turn it into silicon, and then turn the silicon into CPUs. So I think we can do that in one factory. So for now, we just kind of want to just get started. So we'll do this. Set up a medium factory, and let's just put it right out here. Okay, so now what we want to make is, we can go back in here really quick. We want to make the CPU, so we need to buy silica, then we need to manufacture it into silicon, and then we need to manufacture that into CPU. So let's just go here, purchasing link, and we want the silica. Yeah. Okay, but now we need to manufacture this and turn it into silicon. And then I think what I'll do is I'll do an inventory for silicon, and then I'll manufacture the silicon into CPUs, and then so we'll do another inventory of CPUs. So it travels this way, and then here there'll be a sales for the CPUs. Okay, but we want these guys to be well trained. So we're going to up this. Now, we're spending some money. Now let's let this run just long enough to kind of start filling this in. Make sure we get these. Okay, so right now, it defaulted to glass from the silica. We don't want that. So we need to go in here and change to silicon. Okay. There we go. Okay. So now this did a CCD. We want to do a CPU. Okay. And now we go again until this sales comes up. There we go. Okay, so we are officially selling CPUs now. All right, so let's set up another factory right across the street. Okay, now this one's going to build the desktop computer. So we know that we need to purchase the CPU. Oh no, first let's do electronic components. Then we're going to purchase, what was it, steel? Steel. And then on this one, we're going to purchase, but when we go in here, now we're going to go to our company. And we're going to purchase the CPUs from ourselves. Okay, so that's all 3 items. So I think what I'm going to do, let's see, I got to plan ahead here. If I do inventories on all 3 slots here, I could, no, that wouldn't work. I may have messed this up. Unfortunately, once you set this, you purchase it. So I spent money to turn this into a purchasing unit. Probably should have done it in a different spot. Here, let's see. Let's go to desktop computer. And they have 3 layouts. So this is one of them. So they have 2 sales units. Here they have 2 sales units, but oh, they make a notebook computer as well. And then this is okay, so they're kind of mixed. So I don't care for any of those. So I think what I want to do though is the CPU I make. So, and I have inventories in here. So I'm not going to inventory the CPU. I will inventory both of these. Okay, so I'm just trying to think of how I can do the manufacturing. I may have been better off putting the steel purchase here. I'm going to do that. Purchase. So this is costing me money because I made a bad choice. Okay, and then this one's going to be an inventory. This is going to be an inventory. Okay, so steel will get purchased and get inventoried. So I'll have a, in case the supply gets cut off, I'll have a supply saved up. CPU I'm not going to inventory because I have it basically inventoried already in the other factory. So I'm going to turn this into manufacturing and connect that, and that. So CPUs, electronic components, and steel will all go here to create the desktop computer. We're going to inventory this one, just in case, again, some of our supplies get cut off. That gives us a little bit more of a buffer, so hopefully they'll get brought back. Okay. And then we are going to do a sales. Okay, so let's turn this on. Let go a little bit. Desktop computer. Inventory. There we go. Okay, so now we are officially selling desktop computers that we have manufactured. Okay, we're down to 23 million. Okay, so now we have that, so let's build a store to sell them. Okay, so we want to do a retail store, and I want to do a computer store. Because since it's a specialty store, there's a demand bonus, so you're likely going to sell more than if you put it in, say, a convenience store, or department store, or whatever. But let's put it near this, because we want the land value to go up in this area. So we're going to put it right here. Okay, but right now, all we really have is purchase, and we're going to purchase from ourselves the computer. Okay, and then we're going to do a sales. Or should we do inventory? Let's do an inventory, just in case. And then here we'll do sales. Okay, and then here, oh no, will we do it here? We'll do it here. This will be our advertising. Okay, so we need to choose an advertiser. So we want high rating points. So this is the best rating points. It's $2.98. I think this is cost per month, maybe? No, that can't be. $2.98? No. I'm not sure. But if I owned my own media, then it wouldn't cost me anything. $2.70 for 32. So this actually seems like it's a pretty good deal, the newspaper. But I think this is going to be what we go with just to get the highest rating points. Okay, so now we are advertising our computer sales here. And we can change the advertising budget by this. I'm just going to leave it default for now. Because this store probably isn't going to make us much profit because it's only got one thing to sell. but we're going to build our brand on it, and that's important. Okay, now we're down to 8 million. So I just wanted to quickly look again, see if there are any other electronic items that we can just import. No. Okay, so let's go here. Retail store, computer store, communication devices, and computers. So I assume that means phones. Okay. Oh, we could do printers too, although we don't have plastics. I don't think anybody is selling plastics. I can't remember though. No, okay. So that's not going to work. So what about phones? Oh, no, communication devices, camera phone and mobile phone. So for a mobile phone, we also need plastic. I don't know why this is red. And we need plastic no matter what. How do you make plastic? Oh, you can make plastic with the oil, which someone has right there. So technically, whoops, I could go in here and buy some oil, manufacture it into plastic, and then sell it. Just using this pre-existing factory, and then build another factory that takes the plastic and the other items and makes a mobile phone if I wanted to do that. That'd be something else I could sell at my business. Okay. However, I think what I'd like to do is work on my vertical integration. So this one's making the desktop computer. I'm purchasing a CPU. So let's get the CPU completely 100% ours. Okay, so this is the CPU. I'm purchasing silica. So is there a silica mine on this map? Silica right there. Okay, land cost 87 million. So I need to make sure I have enough money to put a mine down on that. I'm just looking to see if there's a second one somewhere. There is a way to check on the mini map for the stuff, but no. Okay, so I know now that my target for that to get the silica is going to be, roughly 100 million. That's going to take a while. It's going to take a long while. So maybe we look at something else. Okay, so how about electronic components? To make electronic components, we need chemicals, silicon, which we have silicon already being made. Okay. Although we're putting it directly into CPUs. So anyway, and then steel. So we could do chemical minerals, but we already looked at the price of those at the beginning and it was the same. So coal and iron to make steel is the next one. So coal right there, land cost is 22 million. Where was the iron? Right here. Land cost 16 million. So let's go back to the coal really quick. If I were to say build a mine here, the total cost would be 37, we'll say 37 million, just under 37 million. So I'm going to need that twice, which means I'm going to need, let's say, 72 to 75 million to be able to start producing steel. That's my cheapest next thing I can do. Okay, so before we get time just really cruising, even though we haven't actually done much in this game. In fact, I might turn it on just nice and slow, just to kind of get things happening. All right, so let's look here and see how we're doing. Firm profit's doing pretty good. We're making money. We're in the green right here. Okay. Blazor, supply is slightly less than demand. So let's pump that up like 2 little clicks. I'll go here. Cookies pretty even. We are pretty even. So I might just leave that. And see, these are the utilization, like 34% utilization, now 36. So I'm not able to purchase enough cookies to keep up. But I'm not maxed out on sales either, so I think I'm going to keep them there. For the bread, we have a little bit higher demand, so let's pump that up a couple. Okay, and on this one, we actually have higher demand than supply, so pump that up a couple. Okay, now hopefully this will continue making us a little bit of money. Okay, our discount megastore. Oh, and you can rename these to whatever you want. All right, let's look here. Okay, we're up to 16% on this one. Annual return on investment is still in the negative. That'll get better as people move in. This one's still in the negative as well. Okay, and then our computer store. Firm profit, not making any money. Okay. Not making any money. However, we are paying for advertisement, so eventually our brand will start going up. We look here. We just can't sell quite enough. Demand is actually really high. So I might just let this sit. Oh, there we go. Now, oh, no. Oh, there's the graph part. So we've lost 80,000, but that's because we started out with the purchases. Now look at the sales. Computers all went into sales there. So the graph is starting to go up. As long as we're in profit, I think we're good. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and speed it up a little bit more. So now we're in March. Oh, I forgot. Go here. Go into here, and we wanted to look at our corporations. No one's making profit right now. That is crazy. Stock overview. So if we look at stock, that one's just now starting to dip. This one looks like it's starting to go back up. This one's starting to go up. Mine's actually starting to go down. So let's do giant upswing. Okay, let's look at the stock exchange. Not owned. Any. There we go. And we want to make sure we're on Dycart. And then it's giant upswing. I think we want to purchase this one. So let's just buy as much as we can. Okay. And then we'll see gain, loss, and all that stuff. Let's turn the speed up. Ooh, we're at a loss. Might not have been the best choice. Corporate details. No, this is the one we want, but we want stock overview. Yeah, I mean, we just haven't had the game running. It hasn't even been running half a year yet. Oh, this stock price started going up. April 5. So if we actually go back over to here and we click on this, we can see that Maple 5 is still making us a little bit of money. We have lost a ton of money on giant upswing. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. Okay, corporations, stock overview. Yeah, see, they're starting to go down now, darn it. But now, if you look, their operating profit's starting to go up. So hopefully that'll turn them around. Okay, so as the clock's running, let's go look in here again. Okay, all right, so demand is way higher than supply right now. So we're going to up this price. Up the price. Up the price. And up the price. Okay, so we'll get our profit going. A little bit more on that. See, we're making 14 million so far this year. 15 million. Okay, and then let's go to this one. This one is still in the negative, but our brand now is up to 2. So we're kind of getting it. If we look on purchasing, it's costing us $600 plus freight. So $612 to purchase the computer. So just right there, $612. We're selling it for $800. But as this goes up and our overall rating climbs, we'll probably start selling more. But if you look here, we have a pretty good inventory of them. And our sales team's almost full up. So, yeah, I mean, we're doing the best we can, I guess. We just need this to get up into the positive. Increased retail demand bonus in the following ways. A specialty store focusing on a specific range of products is more attractive to customers interested in such products. Build more stores of the same store type in the same city. Stores in areas with high customer traffic will boost the chain popularity more. Interesting. So, you could sell it. You could sell the firm. You could relocate or demolish it. But really what it is I'm paying for this computer store and only selling one thing. So what I need is to sell more stuff. If I go to purchasing and link, is there any? Yeah, see, there's literally nothing else I could purchase. So yeah, I just, whoops. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I just literally spent money on this and, yeah, I spent $50,000 just to look at that. Duh. Okay. But I forgot to train these guys. So these guys are staying the same. If I train them a little bit, it's going to cost me a little bit more money up front. See, this already started going down on this graph. But eventually these will level up and hopefully I'll start making more of a profit. And I do have my advertising budget pretty high. So let's turn that down a little bit. Let's do half the budget on that. See if that helps us eventually climb into a profit. Now, the company's still making a profit, don't get me wrong. And that's because we're making money on these other items. Look at this. The occupancy is up to 69, 72 on this one. That's good. So these, I'm still in the negative return on that one and just barely negative return on that one. So as they climb, I'll start making more. Okay, now, oh no, you can't. I was hoping to see the land value. Is there? Oh, land and building cost, market value, gain. So if I were to sell it, I would gain a little bit. I was hoping to see the land cost exactly, but see, you could rename these and stuff if you wanted. Okay, that blip told me that there's a new year and I got my stock dividend. Okay, so let's go back over here. And let's look. I now have $500,000. And I've gained a ton of money on Giant Upswing. Let's buy some more of them. Okay, if we go to New Atari now, we're losing money still on this one. We're gaining on all these others, so we're just going to leave that sitting. Okay, the central bank decreases the interest rate from 7.75 to 7.50. So if I wanted to take out a loan, it'd be a little bit better. Oil deposit discovered near Tokyo. We're in Brisbane, so that doesn't really help us. Okay, let's look. Supply, still low compared to demand, so we're going to put this up. Put that up. Up a couple. Put that up. So we're going to keep increasing the price to get this. Now, for this product, the city's overall rating is the same as mine right now. That's not that great. One thing I could do is I could build a factory to relabel these things. So the factory would buy these 4 products. I would pay to relabel them as my products and then sell them. And that might help a little bit. But I don't want to sink that much into these miscellaneous products. But you can see our sales And some of these purchasing have gone up a level already just from this little bit of training. But yeah, we're making money at that store. Now, ooh, we're just almost dipped into the positive right there with these guys. But our sales went up and so did our purchasing. So we're getting there slowly. Our overall rating is still way high compared to the city average. Our market share is not that great though. We're not selling a high volume of them. Now remember, I could still make a profit. Maybe I should lower the price even though demand is so high. Let's do this and see if it pushes us into the profit, because yes, we're not making as much per computer, but I'm hoping I'm hoping we will start selling more because they're a little bit cheaper, and that would counter. Not sure yet, but look at that. We're up to 72. What did I say we needed? Like 75? And we could start making our own steel. So let's let this go just a little bit longer. And I'm kind of hanging on to these stocks too, by the way, with the company. Just because at some point I might go, oh, I need some money. And then I can just unload some stocks and have that influx of cash to help me build something. Okay, I'm at 76,000. So let's go coal. See if the cost is still the same. Whoops, not this. A mine. Yep, that's roughly the same. See, land cost is 30. So let's go right there. Okay, and we'll set this up as mining, inventory, and sales. And then everything I have is default internal sale. So it'll only sell to me. I could turn that off, and if anyone else needed coal, they could buy it from there. But okay, so we have our coal mine. Where was the iron? It was over here. Mine. 23. 12. Yeah, it's the same no matter what. Okay, so we do this. We'll do the same thing. Mining, inventory, sales. And we're going to keep these kind of small for now until we decide whether we need more or less. We still have 22 million. So we have those things way over there. But rather than pay to ship both of them to the other side, well, I guess this one's here. I might build a factory out here. Let's go factory, medium. Land cost. Holy cow, look at that. 43, because it would overtake my mind. 8.5, 8.2, there's 7. Oh no, that was a gold mine, sorry. Okay, let's just go right there across the street. All right, so this factory is going to purchase coal and iron. And I already have inventories in the mines. So let's look here. This is going to make steel. Let's see if they have a smarter setup than what I would come up with. Okay, so that's got, it's doing 3 things. I don't want engines and steel. I just want steel. Yeah, so none of these actually, so they're all set up for multiple things, which in the long run would probably be a good idea, but let's go here, other purchasing, make this a manufacturing. So it'll go like this. And then we'll make this an inventory. And then we'll make this a sales. Okay, so this will purchase from me coal. Whoops. This will purchase from me iron. Okay, and boom, now I'm selling my own steel. I'm manufacturing and selling my own steel. So now I go back over to this one and I link it to me. So I'm selling the steel to myself instead of buying it from an import. Okay, so that should help a bit. And I paid my stock dividend. Let's check on our stores. This is pretty even. That's pretty even. This is pretty even. This one's not. There's still more demand than supply. So let's up that a little bit. Okay, and then we'll look at this. Still in the negative, but we're building up our brand. So lowering that price didn't seem to help me. Oh, this was at negative 200,000. So I thought that's how much I was losing. But this shows I've lost a total of 805 in the past 12 months. So let's raise this price again. And see if it was at 825. So let's see if that starts climbing up after a little bit of time. Okay, and then we can go back to our stocks. In here, we're still making, look at this, a 2,000% gain. That's crazy. I've gained 9 million worth of stocks in these guys. That's amazing. Okay, we'll go to this guy. The 2,000% gain is giant upswing. Let's look at it's corporations and then stock overview. Let's look who else, because giant upswing is climbing, but it's way up there. This guy's just starting to climb. So energy enhanced. I'm going to try purchasing their stock with this guy. Okay, and then we'll see if it's going up, because we don't want to necessarily buy. Oh, look at giant upswing has been going up and then it just took a dive. Oh no, that was financial overview, not stocks. So we don't necessarily want to keep buying this one, because right now I'm not worried about taking it over. Eventually I could. But yeah, and we're just letting time run now. So we're in 1992 already. We're up to 49.50. Okay, so I have steel being made now. So the next thing is electronic components, and I have a CPU being made. But I am purchasing this silica from import. So it's the silica and the chemical minerals that I'm looking for. So there, it's roughly, wow, look at that. So it's going to be over 140 million for that one. That one's going to be just over 100 million. 140. Well, I could do oil and make plastic. Timber. Okay, so it looks like our best bet is not the chemical, but the silica. So hopefully we can do this before someone else grabs it. But we need over 100 million. So once our company has over 100 million, we're going to make that purchase. And again, I could sell some stocks to do it, and that's probably the smart thing to do. But, no one ever claimed I was smart. So let's look at these guys. See, this one's making a profit. Oh, no, it's not. I thought this, that's utilization. So it's only at 17% utilization, I think is what it means, 16, 17. Because, we're not even using these. And CPU, we're barely selling enough CPUs. So let me think about this backwards. If we look here, the supply of computers is low compared to the demand. So what if we could supply more computers? So let's go over here. This one's making the computers. But see, like this has plenty of inventory. So why does it say that the demand is so much higher than the supply? And I get that, because I can definitely supply more. Oh, I wonder if it's these guys. It's the ability of the purchase unit. I bet, no, see, they're only utilized a little bit, and there's plenty of inventory. So, yeah, I guess I'm not understanding. So this is showing plenty of supply. This is showing high demand, not enough supply. So is it just my sales units not strong enough? Because what I could do is set up a second sales unit here and see if that helps. I keep hearing those little sounds, but I'm not. Oh, I guess it's a news thing that I don't have turned on. Let's try a second sales unit. Because these guys were being fully utilized at that point. And we have plenty in inventory. Yeah, see, these guys are 100% utilized, and these guys are over 50%. So it was worth it then to do that second sales unit. But we want to start making money on this because we want this to be our main thing. But look at that. We're not as bad as we were before. So that's good. All right, let's look at our places. 97.87%. So we're going to raise the rent here. Let's go to our other one, 95. So we'll raise the rent here. So this has already given me a return of 7.65%. This one was 7.45%. So these are the steady income things. Not a lot, but just steady. So we like that. We're up to 70 million already. Dycart's got over 1 million. Okay. These guys are starting to go down. These guys are going down, but if I see it just turn up on either one of these, I might buy some stock. I don't know, again, if that's the smartest choice. Like, it'd be great if it tanked and then started rising and I bought stock super low and it went up just like these guys. Oh, look, it's starting to curl there. So was that one. Starting to curl. All right, let's buy more energy enhanced right now. Okay, because we have made a little bit of a profit off of them. Not nearly as much as Giant Upswing. But their stock price looks like it's just curling and starting to go up again. We're up to 75, 76 million. Okay, let's take another peek in here. How we doing? Supply demand is equalized on that, and that. And this, just a little bit more demand than supply. So put that up a little bit more. Now we could have been spending this money on just other retail stores just selling other stuff, and then we would have made money. Okay, this is 97, that's 94, so put that up a little bit. 94. Remember, I wanted to keep them above 90. That was my goal. Okay, and then this guy is now negative 0.09. So, but look at that. He's almost full up on sales too. So both of these guys are doing a lot of sales. I could almost add a third. 96% and 100%. Because I could add a third right here. And that would bring up the supply. Let's do it. This might be a poor choice. Do that. Yeah, see the supply's already going up. I see. So if you look at these are, I mean, all three getting utilized, and this one's on its way to 100%. So yeah, that's going to be the ticket. Makes me wish I would have done a purchase right here. Inventory, 2 sales, inventory, 2 sales. And just made this just straight up computers, not planning for the future. One of the DLC items, I think, lets you build up to 3 floors. So I could build another floor and have a whole new sales setup. Look at that. Profit's getting better. Look at that. It's in the positive. It's in the positive. Yeah. We're up to 87 million. Now, I don't know if this strategy to vertically integrate and eventually get to the point where I'm controlling everything from the raw materials all the way up to the finished product is the best choice or not. I have no idea. But that's kind of what I like. Oh, look at that. They bought out Maple 5. Interesting. Interesting. So they're trying to do a takeover, I think. Ooh, it could happen. Look at that, 99.09. I'm going to crank that way up. 96. Okay, still good here. Let's try putting it up. Oh, I've got competition. Look at that. What do we get here? I got my dividend, so let's go in here. Corporations. Stock overview. Maple 5 just started going up because that other corporation bought them out, I think. Maybe I should go back to buying some more of them. Let's do it. Maple 5. Since Giant Upswing is doing so awesomely and they're buying them out, I'm assuming they're going to start doing awesome. Although maybe not. Look at that. This is starting to tank. This could backfire on me big time. But look at that. My market value of my personal stock in Giant Upswing, $65 million. That's incredible. I love it. All right, well, I think that's going to be it for this episode. I will continue to kind of play this and have fun with it. And if I'm able to pick up the DLC, I will plan to do a Let's Play. But I'd hate to start a vanilla Let's Play and then buy the DLC and stuff. And I'd rather start with the DLC if I'm going to do it. But I'm not sure quite yet. So this has just been a little taste of this game. Again, I'm by no means an expert. But you could do real estate. You could just do stock market manipulation, buying and selling and stuff. There's all sorts of stuff. And with DLC, it adds all sorts of new stuff. I didn't even get into research and development. So I could do research and development to make my products better or learn about new products like laptops to sell for me and stuff. So there's a ton to this game that didn't even see in this first hour of play. But yeah, that's going to be it for me. I'm trying this out. And then hopefully I'll get a Let's Play series going here pretty soon. So leave a comment if you enjoy the game or you would like to see me do some more. I'd appreciate that. And of course, I would appreciate any likes and things like that. But I appreciate you joining me for this episode. Thank you so much for being here. And I hope you'll join me in future episodes. Take care, everyone.